Okay. Justin, I love this.
Me
My
too.
favorite month of the year, October sports. All four major sports are playing. We just announced probably one of the most incredible World Series events to happen in a long, long time.
I'm
The
excited.
Yankees versus the Dodgers.
Yes, sir.
New York against LA, the two most
gonna be
hated
awesome.
teams in baseball going at each
I know.
other.
It's gonna be
Some
awesome.
superstars with Aaron Judge and Shohei. It's going to be really, really cool.
And to see Ohtani in his first real playoff push is pretty exciting. To see him as soon as he makes a move to go this deep with such a strong franchise. I'm excited to see how he performs in the World Series for sure.
Now listen, we get to relocate a lot of players and help them, in their off-season moves and in-season moves. But I can't help think about the conversations you and I have about the NBA.
Yeah.
You seem to be so in tune with what's going on. And I thought, I'm just going to sit you down and ask you some questions because we have home opener days are starting tomorrow. Lakers have their home opener.
Yes, sir.
A lot of interesting things going on there.
It's going to be exciting.
Sure.
I love it.
And the one thing we chatted about, and my first question is the first dad and son duo to ever play in the NBA.
Yeah.
Will they play tomorrow?
I think so. I think they will. At the core of the NBA, right, it's entertainment. And to have something that historic that, we've had fathers and sons miss each other by a couple of seasons, but to have them on the same team, active at the same time, it's never happened before. So I would imagine they're not going to wait too long to show that to the world and make a spectacle of it for sure.
And will Bronny James actually make the starting bench?
It's tough to say. I'd say at this point, he's going to go out and enjoy playing with his dad, and they're going to take their time and help him develop the way that he should. I think he might pop back and forth for some games, but as of right now, I don't see him as a constant rotational player in the lineup consistently.
Obviously, he's a new young star, but there's other young stars that I think have made a great name for themselves.
For sure.
Who do you see coming out of the NBA this year to watch? Who should we be watching for?
I would say, Anthony Edwards is definitely someone to have your eyes on. Last season in the playoffs, he showed his aggression. He showed his talent. He's essentially got the keys to the kingdom in Minnesota with Karl Anthony Towns getting traded this offseason. So I think this is his year to show a really big leap and to see, hey, can you be a face of the league? Can you be that franchise guy? Can you perform under pressure? I think he's going to be fun to watch, especially because he just played in the Olympics as well. So he got to see what greatness looks like every single game. SGA from OKC, I think he's got the keys to the kingdom as well. He's young, he's hungry. OKC finished first in the Western Conference last year, regular season. I think he's going to be someone to keep your eye out for, and he's a handful for a lot of great players. And then Jalen Brunson in the Knicks. He's not the most over-the-top and loud player, but he took that team deep into the playoffs. He's clearly a leader amongst that young team, and I think he performed consistently. So I'm excited to see how they kind of come into this season and either build on it or show that they just had a special season.
It's interesting how the NBA always creates the entertainment aspect in sports.
Totally.
And they're continuing. So what about Lonzo Ball? I know he's been around. He's been for a few years, but what's up with him?
He grew on me for a while, and I think it's really cool. He hasn't played the last 2 seasons. He's had setback after setback. He's had his knee injuries, and it's been a lot of people have mentioned it could have been his dad having to run up the hills in Chino on concrete when he was a kid. But to see him fight through all of that, come back, and his first game, he was able to make an impact in preseason. He looked good. His 3-point shot looked nice, and I know he can impact that team at a high level, and I've always pulled for him. He came in with a lot of pressure, and to see him even bounce back after injuries and get back, I'm excited to see what he does this year.
Well, pressure is what separates the men from the boys.
100%.
So we'll see what happens.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, what's your projection for the NBA championship teams?
Ooh,
give me top 4.
Okay, top four. All right, so I'll go East Coast and West Coast. So on the East Coast, obviously you have the Celtics coming out of a championship year. You can't rule them out. So I'd put them as probably, top 1 to bounce back. But they're going to have to go through a healthy Bucks team and you can't rule them out with Lillard and Giannis because they won the year before, right? And so I think between those two on the East Coast, Bucks and Celtics, respectively, and then on the West Coast, man, oh.
Appreciate the support.
Yeah.
Now you saw the rookies coming out of the draft.
Yeah.
Who's going to be rookie of the year? Who's definitely the standout this year? Who should
Zach
we watch?
Edey. Zach Edey, he's a big. He got placed right in there playing next to John Morant. He's hungry. He's got a great touch around the rim, good defensive presence. He can read the floor really well. His footwork is exceptional. And then he's playing off John Morant, who's extremely aggressive, can play off of him in the paint or on the three-point line. I think he's one to pay attention to. And then again, back to my Lakers love. We got a steal of the draft, okay? Dalton Knecht, I personally believe, is a steal. He's a little bit older, so he went further in the draft. But, I mean, the dude got the game-time three-point shot, right, in our preseason game. He drops 34 points. He shows he's got nice stride under pressure. I think he'll be a good rotational player with the Lakers. And if he can have a few games like that consistently, I don't see why he can't be in the running. But I would say number one for sure to look out for is Zach Edey this season. He's just he checks all the boxes for that team.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's a great preview of what's about to happen, but of course you never know. Injuries change everything.
For sure.
Trades change everything.
Definitely.
We get to see that behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking forward to an amazing season.
Same.
Let's go to the game tomorrow.
Let's do it.
Let's see how they start
I'm
out
excited.
and see if history is made. With
I know.
LeBron and Bron.
I would imagine they can't wait, right? Like the world wants to see it. They're excited about it. And I think it's going to be one of those just entertainment pieces that they won't want to wait on. And they're just going to kind of rip the Band-Aid. It's going to be exciting. And that's a good team to do it too, right? They're playing the Timberwolves. So I think it's a good game.
Thanks for joining me with a few questions.
Thanks.
And appreciate you all out there watching. Good luck to the NBA,
Mm-hmm.
the Los Angeles Dodgers,
Mm-hmm.
the New York Yankees.
LA Dodgers, baby. LA Dodgers. Let's go.
All right, we're out.
Awesome.
Thanks for watching.